Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Burning lust for revenge pushed him to and beyond the limit where normal men would fall.
cabello.
Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Prepare to embark upon the darkest voyage into the unknown in the history of mankind. Burning lust for revenge pushed him to and beyond the limit where normal men would fall.
So that's where he's got the mask.
What's going on, everyone? My name's Tom's Complete Circuit Podcast, episode 62. As you know, I got a good friend Joe here.
What's going on?
And we have the wonderful Aaron.
Hello, hello.
And we got Branster.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Yeah, we were off last week, and we missed our Halloween episode. So I know it's November, but
Some of us weren't feeling well.
oh God, I
So.
can now see myself in the. I look ridiculous. I'm wearing the fucking wig, that everyone requested. It's here. It's on. We were gonna do it last week, but we're doing it this week. How is everyone? Everyone have a good week off last week because of me having the flu? Not COVID flu, mind you. I took tests in the past.
No.
No, you're not doing okay.
No, last week, it's not like I was jumping for joy that we didn't do the podcast because you were sick. I was like taking care of you.
Well, there is that.
So it's not like I was on vacation.
Well,
But I'm glad you're feeling much better.
I am feeling better. Joey, how are you?
I'm good.
Joey's good. Brandy?
I'm doing great.
Good. Okay. How's everyone in the chat doing? Sorry again, we were off last week. Glad to see you're all here. I'm actually glad that we have our normal viewership coming in. I thought we were actually going to be a little short this week because I forgot to put up a post on the main channel to say, hey, sorry guys, we're off. I put it on Twitter. Hold on, I'm having a whole thing going on here.
You can Don't do it. It's great.
It's.
Maybe pull it back in the back a little bit, and it won't be in your eyes.
I need a thing. I just need a
clip.
I don't know those
Grab
things.
the wig from the back and pull down.
Here. Oh wait. Here we go. There we go. Okay, we got that. Okay, so.
No.
That's how this is gonna work. So, we got tech news. Lots of news.
Welcome to the life of a woman. Dom,
Brandy,
how do you feel?
I'm fine. I feel like this is the easiest thing to do in the whole world. What are you dressed as?
The Pumpkin Queen.
The Pumpkin Queen.
Yep.
Is that just a collection of pumpkin-esque stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. This was very last second, Dom. I don't know what you want from
It's
me.
extremely last second. And Erin is Hogwarts.
I am the castle of Hogwarts. Yes.
Yes, she is. She's Hogwartsing it, and Joey is.
I'm just me.
Is Joey. So, let's get started with some news. We got a lot, and we're gonna try to get other people to talk because this whole show is to my eye. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I got Erin. Start the first story.
Okay. So first up, we have Netflix is diving into mobile games. So,
Oh, God.
yeah. Apparently, back in June, they bought a game company. It was their first one that they bought. I don't remember the name of it at this point. But they are starting Netflix games. And every game, so they've advertised so far, is going to be in-app purchase free. So none of the games are going to have in-app purchasing. And then they're going to release 5 of them to start with. There's going to be Stranger Things 1984, Stranger Things 3, the game, Shooting Hoops, and Card Blast, and Teeter Up. So
The fuck is Teeter Up?
I have no idea. But the way that they're marketing it is kind of like they're going... I don't know if all of them are going to be games based off of the shows, their Netflix original shows, but especially with Stranger Things, they were talking about, now you don't just have to sit there and watch the shows, you can now interact with them, but not in the interacting way that they've been doing. They're actual legit games. And this won't come at any additional cost. You can play, you effectively get the games with your normal Netflix subscription.
Interesting. How do you play these games? On your phone?
Yep. They're going to start rolling out on Android devices first. So if you have an Android device, you'll be able to test it out and see how it goes. And then maybe down the road, they may start adding them to the App Store for Apple. They didn't say anything about enjoying that, but I can imagine that they may have some issues with...
Yeah.
Based off of the whole Epic.
I've noticed a lot of companies doing this sort of, not pivoting, but they're like including other, other services in their, in their business strategy. I think a lot of that has to do with COVID too. They had not profitable quarters, although Netflix probably did not have that issue.
I was going to say, Netflix probably did nothing but profit
Yeah.
that whole time.
Yeah, no, Netflix was definitely, and Netflix and Amazon were definitely one of the it's in my eye. It's literally
Pull the
wrapped
wig down from the back.
around in my eyeball.
You have to shift it on your head.
I feel the hair. It's if it wraps around my optic nerve. See, this is the thing I do for this show. Just put this stupid fucking wig on. Anyway, that's fine. That's not going to do well. I mean, if Google couldn't do it, Netflix sure shit ain't going to do it. What are these going to be? Did you say, I might have said this already, are these going to be like individual apps?
No, they're going to be...
in the Netflix app?
It didn't say that it's going to be... So they're going to be games that you can select any game and download it. So most of the games you'll be able to play offline, which is good for like car rides and stuff. Mm-hmm. If your phone can keep up with that. But I mean, it sounds like you will access the games through the app and then download them to your phone, but I don't know how that works.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll keep you posted. I don't think that's going to do very well. Brandy, I don't know if you have thoughts. Joey, I don't know if you have thoughts. I don't think that's going to do well. No one.
I'm so sick of people being like, hey, we're gonna jump into the mobile phone game market. It's just like, why? It's already saturated.
It makes so much money though.
Yeah, it does. It's just irritating to look at this point. I'm just so over it. Why? Netflix shouldn't even be in. It's whatever at this point.
You can't
it's fine.
Netflix and chill if you're fucking playing Pogo Stick.
I can't imagine any of them are even good games. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some good phone games out there. It's just I can't imagine anything Netflix is gonna put out. It's gonna be good. Like the Stranger Things, when I saw that, I'm like, oh gee, cool. You know,
no one's gonna care.
The series that's been dead for a little bit while and hasn't had a new season in like a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the actors are getting sold. They have to use the anti-aging technology.
I didn't even think about that.
Which is quite fascinating. It's really cool how they make that shit work, because it really does work. In the last season, they were significantly older than they looked. So it's quite impressive. But I mean, again, I think we all know how this is going to go. Any thoughts, Joey? Nope, nothing. Okay, let's hop on to the next one, I guess.
Okay, so we also last week or the week
we go.
before. We were talking about how Facebook was going to change its name, Facebook as a company, because, they don't want to be known as Facebook anymore because they have so much other stuff going on. So we heard that they're going to change their name to Meta, but apparently there is already a company out there called Meta. I believe it was Meta PC or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And so now it looks like Meta is potentially suing Facebook for trying to use their name, and Facebook may or may not be able to actually use it.
I think I read something on this one that the Meta PC is willing to give it up if Facebook pays. And
do you remember how much?
No, I don't think there was an...
I see it. This article... Here, I'll put it up. This article says they'd be willing to cancel their trademark request if Facebook is willing to pay them $20 million.
Okay, so they're going to...
So it's a cash grab.
Yeah, absolutely. I would do the exact same thing.
Why not? But that company was only started...
August. It was the trademark was filed in August.
Hold on. I can't get your thing to go away again. We're having that technical issue. No, the Meta PC... every time...
What?
The Meta PC company was established a year ago.
Right,
so
but they filed the trademark in August
of this year.
Yes, I believe that's when I read when I saw the story initially.
I don't think that Meta has any legs to stand on, because it's like, okay, if someone uses your name, right? I feel like that should only count if your product is comparable to what they're outputting, if that makes sense. So, for example, Dairy Queen is suing a water company for selling a drink called Blizzard.
What?
Yes, but I feel like that doesn't hold any grounds, because unless you are also selling an ice cream that you are dubbing Blizzard, people aren't going to get confused between the two, which I feel like is what the point of a trademark is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like...
With this one you could, though. Because, if it's Meta PC and Facebook as a company who's getting into, like, the Oculus stuff, which is also under there, like, if they're moving into kind of the computer, they're both tech-related, and they are close enough to where people could get confused.
Yeah, but... Okay, in all fairness, if you get confused between, like, Meta PC fix up your PC stuff and, like, Meta, like, different reality shit, maybe you shouldn't be on the different reality shit, because you're already having some issues, dudes.
So, this brings up the story, and I don't know who here knows this one. Nissan, the car company, back in the 80s, I think when they were first founded, was called Datsun. Datsun, it's spelled like D-A-T-S-U-N, pronounced Datsun, I guess. And when they changed their name to Nissan, they didn't buy the domain. I don't even think the internet was available at that time. But nobody knew, just kind of like Twitter handles back in whatever it was, 06. Nobody really knew like the value of those in the future. But Nissan did not buy Nissan.com. Nissan.com was bought by, I believe, a Middle Eastern family. It was a man who was running his own, and this was before he had the Nissan name, before Datsun became Nissan. But Nissan was obviously significantly bigger It was just, a different company name. So I think if you go to Nissan.com, it might still be up. But anyway, so he bought the domain name and for his computer repair company back in the 90s. It was one of the first websites bought. And when he did that and Nissan changed their name to Nissan, from Datsun to Nissan, they tried, they wanted that domain name, obviously. And for the longest time, I think it was Nissan USA. He may have sold it. Yeah, see, there it is. See, Nissan.com doesn't go to, like if you go to BMW, if you go to Mercedes-Benz, if you go to Nissan, you'll get those websites. If you go to Nissan.com, you get this. You have to go to NissanUSA.com. So this website, this guy, they offered him some crazy amount of money to buy the website. And he wouldn't sell. That's his family name. He had access to it. That was his thing. And so Nissan sued him into the ground. And so for 20 years, I think he spent, I don't know how much money fighting this. And he won. But the stress and the mental anguish that it cost him, he says it wasn't worth it. Now, again, he should have just sold. But the reason I bring all this up is because the reason that Nissan sued him, and maybe we'll talk about the fairness of this, because I think there is a point here, is Nissan felt that because they owned the trademark, because they owned the company name, because they legally owned everything about it, that they should have access to the domain name. Because when people want to look up for a Nissan, especially back when this website was first up, before Google really was Google, people go to Nissan.com. So this guy effectively gained millions and millions and millions of potential dollars worth of free advertisement because of a name that he didn't actually legally own. He owned the domain, but not the company name, not the trademark.
Well, you said that was his family name, right?
That was his family name.
So he does own the name.
No, he owns, you own your last name, sure,
name.
but he doesn't own it from like a legal perspective.
Yeah, he
owns
doesn't
the domain
pay to
name.
have the name.
Yeah, he owns the domain name. And so I think when it comes to this whole Meta thing, the issue is that if I want to start a company called Meta, and I did, and then Facebook wants to start one, people know about that. People are going to go to meta.com, whatever the website is. And that's the kind of shit that's going to happen. Now, why he didn't sell, because I think they offered him $10 million back in the 90s. I think is when they did. And he didn't sell?
For some people, I mean, for him, it was his family name. For some people, I would know
There's
this.
Sam.
I would know this. It's the principle of the matter, and it's stuff like that. So that's probably why they probably didn't want to be a sellout. They probably wanted to keep the family name. And I think it's pretty shitty of Nissan to have tried suing them into the ground over a fucking, domain name.
Yeah, but that inhibited their business, and it did. It had an impact on their ability to sell cars.
Is that Christian Bale?
Now, the effect may be, it's not minute, it's not negligible. It wasn't a small amount. I mean, it was a small amount, but it wasn't so small that it didn't matter. It did matter because people back before Google search would tell you where to go, back before, all this information was crossing all over the internet. If you wanted to go to a website, what did you do? You go to apple.com, microsoft.com, hotmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
You just knew the domains in your head. Sure, Google existed.
And you're telling me they couldn't afford to, put out ads, all that money they used to sue him?
It doesn't matter. People know the name. So they go to Nissan.com thinking they're looking for a car, and then they get some weird computer repair company.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's stupid for a big company to bully another one.
What do you think, Aaron?
Personally, it's tough because this isn't I personally don't see it as bullying per se, because I don't know, the lawsuit stuff does seem like a stretch when it's Nissan suing a dude who just has the name. I'm not sure how I feel about that one necessarily. I understand a smaller company suing a larger company because the names are too similar. Because at that point, especially with something like Facebook, Meta PC, anybody who types in Meta looking for company in Google is only going to end up getting Facebook stuff. So the people with the company Meta PC, they're going to be searched out, and they're never going to show up because Facebook is just so big of a company. And so that I can understand why, I would probably want to sue them too. you're about to take away all of my business because in Google, no one's going to be able to find me.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Like, my issue isn't with a small company going after a big company, you know, who took their name. My issue is with a big company bullying a smaller company that was there first.
Yeah. What if then? And I hear you, but I'm asking for the sake of Joey. Do you have any thoughts on this one? Before I ask this question, and I'll ask it kind of to everyone because I'm curious what the overall consensus is on this question.
No, I just think the whole thing is just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I generally think Facebook shouldn't be changing their name. I think there's a bunch of legal stuff to it, but regardless. Okay, so let's say you made, I don't know, Brandy phone. Call it the B phone. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you owned the trademark, the service mark, the company name, internationally, the product name. Like, you owned everything to it, but one asshole. And I'm not talking about some guy who made like a little family business, because it's effectively domain scalping is kind of what a lot of people did in the 90s. They bought as many domains as they could. Facebook wasn't Facebook.com. It was the Facebook, because Facebook.com wasn't available, and they were told to change it, and he was able to eventually have the money to be able to buy it. But originally, Facebook.com was not owned by Zuckerberg. He had to buy it, from my understanding. And you can look at the registry, and you can see that he didn't buy it, as well as Apple.com and a bunch of other big companies. There's another side story to this one, too, especially pertaining to Apple with the whole naming thing. But you own Brandy Phone. You've invested millions of dollars into it, and you want to do brandyphone.com, and you can't. Mm-hmm. Now, people who want support for their phone, people who want information on the phone, people who want to see how much the phone costs, what it looks like, Brandy Phone News, they have potentially a barrier to entry to get there. You legally own everything else. You got all the patents. You got everything. Literally 99% of it except the domain name. What do you as a business owner do?
Okay, so
and this guy wants an exorbitant amount.
Someone stealing a domain name, right, from you just for the shiggles of like, haha, look what I got.
They had it beforehand. They just bought it out of
Shiggles?
circumstance.
Yeah, shits and giggles.
I like it.
I've never
The
heard that one before.
shiggles.
The shiggles. I got a bad case of the shiggles. I got a bad case of the wiggles right now.
But yeah, like something like that, it's... So they had it before, but he bought it simply as like...
Bulk domain. He just went through the dictionary and just bought as many different things as possible.
See, and that's... I feel like that shouldn't even be allowed, because like, why are you doing that if not just so you can approach someone and be like, oh, you want this domain?
Right.
Well,
And it's cash grab.
like... I mean, well, at that point, I'd find something else, you know.
No, you already own everything else. You already have trademarks.
No. I would find a different way to name my thing. Like,
You're past that point. You've already invested way too much R&D, marketing material, and everything in there. You've already done all that. You have patents,
I mean,
trademarks, service marks.
At that point, me suing him because he's just bulking up, I don't give a fuck, because it was clearly just a marketing move. But if someone had that because they had a legitimate business, I would find a way to deal with it, because at that point they were there first, and that is their business.
Deal with it. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart.
No, not like no one's gonna end up at the bottom of the ocean, Dom.
Whoa,
I'm just saying.
whoa! I never said nothing about no ocean. Apparently, Sam, can Dom please do the berries and cream dance? I'll vote for his costume.
What is the berries and cream dance?
I don't know what the berries and cream dance is. I'm gonna look it up really quick.
Is it like the truffle shuffle?
Berries and cream dance.
Why do these not sound like actual dance moves?
No, this is a thing. There's an elf person here. What the fuck is? He's like some Amish elf.
That's very
He's
specific.
doing this, and then this, and then this, and now he's doing... Oh, I see why, Sam. Okay, I get it now. That's funny. That's funny. Fuck you, Sam, but that's funny. So, well... It's $20 million for Facebook. That's nothing. They'll probably just, instead of going through the legal hassle, instead of having to change the name, they've already spent a bunch of money on logos. They've already spent a bunch of money on fucking research groups. I'm sure they've already spent a bunch of money elsewhere. For them, $20 million. And I'm willing to bet the reason that Facebook... Oh, that's the thing. So I think we actually we may have talked about this in another podcast, but the whole like you know how Apple does iPod, iMac, iPhone. The reason, and then recently they haven't been doing that. It's been Apple Watch, Apple Pay. The reason they haven't been doing the i anymore is because once the iPod came out, a bunch of companies went out and bought all the fucking domains and other shit with I in front of it, of just random shit. Like, you know, iPhone, like all these different things, trying to, you know, just basically buy as much shit as they could for stuff that Apple would make. So that way when Apple wants to cut a product, they can't, because that thing is in the way. So now they get a free payout. So you have people taking advantage of that kind of shit. So the one thing that people couldn't do is with Apple, because they obviously own that, you know, those particular trademarks and companies and stuff like that. But that's why everything has been called Apple
feel
now.
like if you could prove that someone was doing that, you should be able to not only sue them for the rights, but also like pretty much like get rid of all the rest of their claims, or, you know, like all their other domain names, because you shouldn't just be able to go out and scalp stuff like that.
Yeah, but people do. I mean, between PlayStation 5s or fucking websites, that's what people do. I honestly think you shouldn't be able to, if you buy a domain, you have to use it for something. It has to go somewhere within 3 years. Otherwise, you lose it. And then it can only be bought for the next 3 years by anyone who owns the company name and who has invested the money. And then if there's nobody like that exists, then it goes back into the public market. Like, you need to give these windows of opportunity. Patents are another thing. My friend David, he has a really cool idea for this thing. Like, it was a biometric thing to help, like, you know, people.
Well, don't give it away.
Well, no, it doesn't matter, because Microsoft owns the patent and they don't do anything with it. It was a biometric thing to help people with their hands who had issues, you know, using their hands. It was to help them. And he went ahead and filed the patent, and he wanted to make this thing. And he couldn't, because Microsoft owned the patent. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen fucking Microsoft make no fix your hand biometric anything. I've seen them make, like, you know, special controllers and shit. But this is the shit that they do. Patent trolls, these companies, but be it small assholes or big assholes.
Hollywood
the
does
biggest
the same
asshole.
thing.
They do the same thing. They buy up all this shit and they don't use it. Copyright law is another fucking example of this shit. Fucking George Lucas and Disney are not fucking gods, and their products do not deserve to be fucking copyrighted for 200 goddamn years. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't put fucking Mariah Carey in one of my fucking YouTube videos for the fucking song she did 20 years ago. She's not even the one saying I can't do it. It's her You know what?
You good?
Yeah, I'm right. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this. Anyone have any extra shit?
I'm okay.
No? Aaron's got nothing?
Not
Randy?
on this.
Nothing?
No,
Get some energy from
I've
fucking people.
already expressed that I.
Yeah, we've been talking
I
about
don't
this
know.
one for a
Well, yeah,
minute.
there's a lot here that this thing encompasses that means a lot to me, because these fucking people, it's the same group of people that are fucking scalpers. Like, it's the same thing in the grand scheme of things. It's like, what is, like, how do you define what's right and wrong? How do you define people are taking advantage and people who genuinely want to do stuff? Can you imagine how many businesses didn't get started because they couldn't fucking get the domain name? Because every single fucking domain name's taken. I wanted to start something called smartmenu.com. You want to know you want to know if smartmenu.com is being used for anything? It's not. Do you want to know if it's being owned? Oh, it's owned. Do you want to know how much it would have cost me to get smartmenu.com? $125,000. So I could have had the smartest menu in the world. Order food for Joey before he even knows he wants it. Because it's a smart fucking menu.
Well, you know what, babe? That's a great segue into our next story.
There we go.
So
I'm getting a signal. Wrap it up.
I'm going out
Hit
of
the like
order
button.
only because that was a great segue. So apparently McDonald's is starting a partnership with IBM in order to automate their drive-through lanes.
Oh God, this.
So how do we feel about that? Because I know I personally don't like that they have the automation inside, and I really don't want places to start only going computer. I like my people.
I've gone to one of these when I
With the automated drive-through?
yeah.
Hold on. Kelly's in the chat. Can you throw the camera on me really quick just so she can see?
She's been in here.
Oh, I didn't even see. Never mind. Hi, Kelly.
Go ahead, Brandy.
Sorry, Brandy.
I'm okay. So I've been through one of these, right? I went to my friend's birthday, stayed the night there because she got sloshed. I was fine, but it was too fucking late for me to leave. And I stayed there, and we woke up in the morning, and we went and we went to the McDonald's drive-thru, and it was automated, and we were talking to it, and it got something wrong. But I told my friend not to correct it because I was afraid it's going to be one of those situations where you try and tell it to fix something and it makes it worse.
Yeah.
And then I guess there was a dude, because like one of those 2-lane ones. So the dude in the other lane was getting frustrated and shouted something. Now, we don't know if his registered what he was shouting about, but ours did. And we ended up with another thing on our menu, and we're like, okay, this is our life now.
Oh.
Cool. So we just went ahead and we went up, and there was a server there. Or, like someone who was there automating the thing. So we were talking to him, and we're like, oh, yeah, this doesn't seem like a very good idea. He goes, yeah, but McDonald's doesn't care. They just want to make our lives fucking harder. I was just like, okay. So you are not thrilled. Good. I'm not thrilled either.
So did he fix your order for you?
No, we were both too socially awkward to say anything. We just kind of took it. But anyways, the situation at the end of the day was, I don't like it. It feels very impersonal and feels too privy to potential issues. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but if I'm not mistaken, this thing is also supposed to memorize who you are and what you normally order. Because normally when you go to places, you order the same thing. So it's supposed to like automatically pull up your order for you when you go in.
How? Facial recognition?
Kind of, yeah. Voice, facial.
Voice, retina.
Yeah, things like that.
Blood
Retina.
type. Yeah.
I don't want McDonald's having my eyeballs.
But
Wait,
yeah,
can we not?
That's what they're talking about trying to do, because they're trying to make it like you go up there even faster, and I don't like that because I don't always get the same shit, y'all. Like, I get different shit every single time.
Okay, so here's a question then. So fuck, what was the question? I remember the base point, but I'm trying to remember what the specific. Okay. I forgot the question. Anyway, my core point is, here's my issue. With the automated shit. Now I remember. Okay, so why do you think here? Give me guys what you guys think. Why do you think automation? Like, what do you think the core reason is businesses are digging more and more into automation, especially for low skill workers, entry level workers, that kind of stuff?
Replace them, not have to pay them.
Not have to pay them. Okay, Aaron.
I have a few things. One, I think that they wholeheartedly believe that it will make things better because computers in a lot of cases have less, there's less human error, So I think that they think that it will be more streamlined and an easier process, save more time, as well as not having to pay the employees to do those jobs. So it saves them money.
Right.
Maybe those were the only two things.
Okay, I was about to say
money and time.
Your inflection at the second point was definitely sounding like there was a follow-up.
I thought there were three when I started, but then I couldn't remember the third one. So.
Gotcha. Joey, thoughts? Why do you think businesses?
Oh, I can't wait for this.
That's not an answer to the question. That just sounds like you just want.
People are fucking idiots. People want $15 an hour to fuck up your food. Give me the computer.
So Joey wants a computer. Okay. So I'm willing, and my vote would be it probably has to do with money. Like, businesses don't give a fuck. They want to reduce their overhead costs because they want to find other ways to not make more money, but effectively, earn more money by spending less of it.
Yeah.
So here's my problem with this though. The restaurant business has always been for, I don't know how long has fucking restaurants existed.
Long time.
A personal service. Like, if I wanted to make some fucking chicken nuggets, I can go to Costco, get some chicken nuggets.
If you want personal service, then go into a restaurant.
But McDonald's, fast food or not, is a restaurant. It is a restaurant.
Inside.
But even then, they're still doing automation inside. Now they actually have automation inside.
Okay, well, it's McDonald's. I'm talking about go to a restaurant. But
not necessarily. You don't necessarily always have time for that. My point is
what if you want a quarter pound?
I don't have an issue with the automation. What I have an issue with is they're going to implement this automation and not pass the savings on to the customers. They're not doing this for our benefit. They're doing this for theirs.
Yeah.
Even then, it's still, regardless of the dollar menu, they need to, if this is saving them money, some of those savings needs to roll onto the customer. If they're going to change our experience.
It's never okay.
It's not going to. That's my point.
It's never been about, oh, yes, let's make this better for the customer. It's always been corporate level.
Yeah, it's always been bottom fucking line.
More money.
Right.
Like, they could easily pay the $15 to the workers. Ooh. It's just they're not going to. Because they don't give a fuck about the workers. They don't give a fuck about the customers.
Hey, Brandy. You looking good?
I don't give
I
a
wish I could say the same for you, but you know.
I don't give a fuck
That's
about the workers
so
either.
cute.
They're worthless and they're lazy as fuck and they have an attitude issue that I want to smack the shit out of. So if anyone works at McDonald's that listen to us, I'm sorry. Just know I'm not talking to you specifically. I've just had experiences where I literally want to get out of my car and choke someone.
I feel sorry about the McDonald's you've been to then, because every McDonald's I've gone to, they've been fine.
Nah, I've had. I would say I've had 10%, 5% experiences like what Joey's talking about, and then like the rest is usually okay.
There's this really nice lady at our local McDonald's. When I go and get coffee in the morning, she always calls me like Han, and she's like, "Here you go, sweetie. Here you go, Han." I'm like, "Thanks."
Aw, that seems nice.
Well, and here's the other thought too. If you automate all the entry level stuff, this stuff is ideally supposed to be kids in school, right? Like, you're not supposed to. I get that circumstances can be tough, but you're not technically really supposed to start a lifelong career as a burger flipper. Like, you're never going to get paid, like three kid full family home money, making fucking double quarter pounders and fillet of fish. It's just
They don't even make it. The microwave does it.
That's my point. Is like
It's all robotic anyways.
It's supposed to be entry level. So if you get rid of this shit, like how are teenagers supposed to learn how to work, be on time for things, listen to a boss's instructions, deal with the paycheck? They fucking automate car washes.
There's
You're
still
being a
people
super
that
kiss.
So here's the problem.
But there's still people that have to dry your car.
Well, a lot of the issue is, unfortunately, not just that, but it's also customers. Like, I've read so many articles about the job shortage, and a lot of them cite customers suck. People are bitchy. People, like, throwing fits over stupid shit. You got my order wrong, you piece of shit, and then throws food at them. So, of course, I can't blame teenagers or older people for not wanting to work these jobs anymore. Fuck them.
I have
Fuck
the
you for
perfect
overworking
solution.
me.
Yeah, but you can't have 25-year-olds going into office jobs not knowing how to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What we need to do, if we're going to automate anything at a fast food restaurant, let's automate the kitchen. Because we need the personal people for me to be like, hey, actually, like, I want this, but I want, like, extra tartar sauce, and you don't actually, like, have this in your menu. And, like, you got to be able to talk to a person for your order sometimes. However, I can't tell you how many times you go to a fast food restaurant and the food comes out differently every time. But, so, if you have actual workers working the registers and stuff like that, you have the people who can get their general, like, personal experience of figuring out how the workplace works, stuff like that. But then the kitchen's automated, so you don't have to pay for those workers, and your food comes out consistent every single time.
I mean, that I can agree with in a way, because I don't want to argue with the robot what I meant and did not mean to order.
Yeah.
So on that front, yeah.
What
But
if it was perfect AI? Like straight up fucking iRobot Will Smith, it knows.
I mean, well, at that
When
point,
you mean double mayo, and you say you mean it, it fucking knows what that means.
It gives you the robotic double mayo.
Ew. That makes it sound like it has a... Ew.
I mean, listen, if you can do that and keep people from having to deal with the actual customer, because I've worked retail and I have worked corporate things. I've done both, and I definitely prefer corporate, because retail, people do suck. Mm-hmm. People get bitchy, and sometimes people have bad days and decide, like, hey, you can't say anything because you're on the shift. I'm going to treat you like shit, and you can't do anything about it.
Danger,
and
Will
that
Robinson.
sucks.
Danger.
Yeah, it does.
Danger.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Malfunction.
Who was the fucking robot? What was the name of the main robot from iRobot? The one that was like sentient, basically.
No idea.
All I saw was him
That sounds like a Mike
ejaculating mayo.
Ew.
And he was like soft-spoken
And
about
then
it.
you hear it over the intercom.
It's disgusting.
That's unfortunate.
I'm afraid I can't let you do that, Michael.
That's uncomfortable.
Here's your McChicken.
Yeah. It's just like, what's the fucking wrapper sticking to the... Never mind. Okay.
Why does it smell like shampoo?
So, I mean,
I took a shower earlier.
this is an interesting There's a lot to digest here. I actually wouldn't have thought we would have gotten like as much content out of this kind of thing, but this affects kind of everyone. And you know there's going to be a future where Starbucks workers, they done. Everything's automated. McDonald's, automated. Burger King, automated. Chick-fil-A,
I
automated.
support that in the fact that only because those motherfuckers need to get out of there.
Sonny.
Because that shit is brutal. And the fucking Starbucks, oh yeah, I'm going to order all this fucking TikTok
Yeah, the
shit,
like
the
quote
obscene
unquote
orders.
secret menu.
It's just
Gangbang.
gross ass shit that they
Yeah,
make.
like unicorn frappe.
Yeah,
What is that?
I mean, like,
The fuck is a unicorn frappe?
I don't know. I made it
It's-
up, but I'm
it-
sure it exists.
I think it's actually a thing, Erin. I'm sure it is.
It sounds like it would be.
Google
Right now, I want to know: is it a thing?
unicorn. Okay, what do we got? Unless we have anything else to add, I think we're moving. We're
More
moving.
mayonnaise.
Unicorn
Here it comes.
frappuccino. It's a unicorn frappe that came up automatically.
Oh yeah, I
So it is
remember
a
that
thing.
drink.
What the fuck is that thing?
Oh, right. That was a special this one time, wasn't
It
it?
supposedly tasted like a fruity drink.
I only ever get their coffee.
Okay, this
So if it doesn't
looks
have coffee
like
in it, I don't want
Barney's
it.
fruity cousin.
It looked gross.
Fabulous, not like fruity in that way, but like fabulous, like having
Like-
a really good time.
Like,
really enjoys being this color.
Straight up, like I don't have issues.
Oh, that is the.
I don't have issues with artificial things, but this looks too artificial.
I can't.
I do remember this being a thing. That's probably why I thought about it, because it actually was a thing.
Look, it's,
Oh, it tasted like cotton candy. I remember now.
it's diabetes in a cup.
Oh yeah.
Yes, indeed.
There's 9,000 calories per sip in that fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it says 500 calories according to the thing in a 24 hours.
There's no way that whole fucking thing is 500 calories.
It's Starbucks, bro.
There's no fucking way.
76 grams sugar.
I was gonna say
55 milligrams of cholesterol.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
That's what I want to take before I go to the doctor's office.
That thing has got to be. Oh, if it's the little one, I could see. What?
I want a large one before I go to a doctor's office just to watch him panic because my blood pressure
Yeah.
is going up.
Yeah.
They're like, Joe, you're dying. I'm like, no, it's just Starbucks.
Never needed a blood pressure
Here.
machine with 4 digits before.
It's a unicorn. Sip on it.
Oh, it's a unicorn's.
Yeah.
This is-
Mayonnaise.
Okay, moving on.
Yes.
So,
No unicorn frappuccinos.
And mayonnaise.
No mayonnaise-based unicorn.
this
You
is-
don't even like mayo. I can see your soul dying.
Extra whipped cream.
Yeah.
Whip.
Nope.
Yeah.
No whipping.
Okay.
No nothing.
So,
Next.
So, like I said, yes, moving on right now. Apparently, the M1 Max MacBook Pro does not game very well. And, babe.
Shut the fuck
I've been waiting for this one.
So,
Brandy.
so they said that they downloaded Parallel. And remember, Dom, that this is the M1.
No, I know. I know exactly what it is. I already have
but
everything ready.
So they downloaded Parallels onto this machine, and effectively what that does is it kind of lets you run Mac OS and Windows simultaneously, for those of you who don't know. And so their results were, oh yeah, I can't use that button right now, as follows. They loaded up Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Borderlands 3, Dirt 5, blah, 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 blah. You can see it on the screen. And most of them loaded...
But did not play.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. About half of them, it looks like, didn't load at all. And then there were 2 out of the 6, 7, 8 that loaded, but they didn't run. And then 3 of them were playable. And so I personally find this a little interesting, but I know Dom is dying
Chomping at
to
the
say
bit.
something.
I'm so confused why he's so happy.
Oh, because I ran Parallels on this Intel MacBook.
Which is
Oh.
Just as a reference point. So we're going to talk about today, kids.
I'm gonna lean back and just kind of sip on my drink.
That's fine. Today we're going to talk about. Do we have like a charming, like fun, happy time kid music type thing? Maybe we do. We're going to talk today about something called overhead. Because I saw this article, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me.
What is overhead?
So overhead is is extra computation that the computer unnecessarily has to do in order to be able to perform the same task. For example, emulators have overhead. If you're trying to emulate the PlayStation 1 doesn't have overhead to play PlayStation 1 games. But a PC has to translate the instructions from the PS1 game and how to play that game, what the computer needs to do to run that game. It needs to translate those instructions into PC instructions in order for the PC to be able to play that game. This creates overhead. So let's talk a little bit about ARMs. ARM, specifically, Brandster. So here's the problem.
2 of those.
Here's the problem with the Parallels thing and the whole Windows thing.
Why are you going? Wait, I'm so confused. Why are you going after Brandy though?
Because this was some hard on. When I saw this, I knew. I didn't post this one specifically because I knew Brandy would.
I tagged.
I knew.
Yeah.
I even threw a thumbs up on it because I was ready. In the podcast chat, I was ready. I saw this one. I
I
was like,
saw this and I was like, heh.
Yeah.
But him doing this, I'm not even surprised anymore.
yeah, no,
Keep
I
going.
prepared. I
You fucked
prepared.
up.
I researched.
I'm aware now. It's fine.
This doesn't surprise me. Honestly, even without the story, I would have said the exact same thing. Because, of course, the games are built, for one, on Windows, which already has enough issues playing games as it is. Number two,
They're built for Intel, right?
they're built for Intel. So now what you're effectively saying is on Mac OS, you're running a virtual machine of another operating system going through a translation layer for another architecture that the machine is not built to run. And then you're going to run crappy PC optimized games on top of that layer. No machine can do that without it running like shit. And that fucking screen is 4K at 120 hertz, plus all the other shit. There's no fucking way in hell. I ran Parallels. Mike, you listening? I ran Parallels on this machine right here. Okay? So I ran Windows. This is an Intel machine. And I ran Parallels. I ran PC games.
Black Desert.
And I ran at whatever. It was like 2.5K, whatever you want to call it. I was able to get 60 frames per second. That's Windows running on top of Mac OS with a game running inside of that virtual machine. And this machine outperforms, I would say, your average to maybe slightly below average gaming machine. Again, through multiple layers of translation. This adds a whole other layer of complexity. So of course it's going to run like fucking shit. But my biggest argument is PC games already kind of, not all the time. A lot of PC games run really well. There's a variety of PC games that run like shit. So you're going to run those PC games on Windows, on Parallels, on Mac OS, a completely different architecture. Of course it's going to run like shit. Duh.
So that just tells me that the computer's useless for gaming. That's all that tells me.
Of course it is. It's not made for gaming. It's made for making games. It's made for making content. It's made for running all day. It's made for not giving you hassles and making you worried about whether or not it's going to turn back on. It's made for lasting 5-6 years.
My computer's lasted 5-6 years.
Define what it means to last. That thing's going to run the
Then
same way.
why are you making that argument when you're saying, well, define what that means? Bitch, it means lasting 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years, but that's okay. But technically speaking, a phone that's cracked, falling apart, and barely runs can still run for 5 or 6 years. That thing's going to run exactly the same way it's running now, 5 years from now. You show me a Windows machine that can do that without a complete
Mine
reformat.
does.
If I reformatted that machine, you're going to tell me it's going to feel exactly the same way as it did?
Probably, yeah.
As it does now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that bet. We're going to do a live stream. We're going to format Brandy's PC. We're going to delete all of her shit, and we're going to run benchmarks.
Can I put my shit on something so I can put it back on there?
Yeah, no, we'll do
Okay.
a full backup. We have to go ahead and we'll have to download some software. We'll have to pay for it.
Don't do this.
Yeah, you're going to lose this one.
I'm already telling you, you're full of shit.
You're-
Because no Windows laptop runs the same. No. I'm sorry.
You reformat it, you're going to get the old school performance. But there's no way your machine, if I reformat your machine, we'll do a full backup and everything. If I reformatted your machine, it's going to be faster. Guaranteed. That's not to say that there aren't incidents where macOS will run slower, for sure. Like, it's a computer with a human interacting with it. But the difference is with Windows machines, that shit always fucking happens. Always fucking happens. As a matter of fact, I've seen a lot of IT professionals recommend that you format your Windows machine. I haven't looked up the data behind this, but I've seen IT professionals recommend this every 18 months for your Windows machine, just to get it fresh, get it running like new. Sorry, I went at a very specific angle, and it's the wig. Okay, leave me alone. I'm having a lot of issues tonight. I have a fucking fake hair wrapped around my optic nerve. My head is hot. This fucking thing.
Dom's having a meltdown.
Hey, Dom, Mike is basically saying that you're going to fuck up her laptop, and so...
Oh, yeah, no, you can't. I got Citrix on that.
What about Citrix?
Citrix is what I use Thanks, babe. I completely forgot.
What's a VPN in? Was this your laptop that you owned, that you bought?
Yeah.
Okay, where did you get the Citrix installer from?
I had to bring it into my work when COVID was starting up because they were all like, well, we're not going to send you guys home. This is just a precautionary measure. And then the next day, it's like, yeah, we want to get this installed for sure, but we really haven't heard anything about you guys going home. And then the next day, it's like, okay, the second you get this installed, you need to get the fuck out of this office right now and work from home.
For one, if you've never used Windows backup before, real true Windows backup before, you're doing yourself a disservice because while it is cumbersome, it is excellent. Very hard to use relative to Time Machine and other backup solutions, but Windows backup solution, when executed properly, is excellent. You can literally perform a backup, do a fresh install, and tell it, hey, come get, fuck you, Joey, laughing at me, restore from this backup, and everything, all of your GUIDs, all of your SSH keys, everything is restored exactly as it was, bit for bit, on the machine. It is an excellent technology.
I can't take you seriously.
When have you ever been able to take me seriously? You think the wig is affecting that metric?
No, like I told the chat, it's your future. It's not a wig. It's
What do I look like? Hold on. I haven't even seen
You don't want to know.
Is it like a horn?
You
Oh
look...
You can't even...
That's bad.
Do you need help on figuring out how that thing works?
Don't worry about it. It's out of my face.
You look like what... You look like you have an hairstyle an anime character would have.
That's being nice. It looks like something else, but...
Ew. It's like just a nubby, just a furry, nubby little
It's a black nub.
penis.
It kind of reminds me of Elvis.
And obviously, I would never to your machine. If you had a
don't
spare
diss the king
machine,
like that.
absolutely.
I
But
have
I'm not
a-
going
I
to
have a-
risk something flubbing up.
Okay.
But I assure you,
I have a
'cause I've done it
spare
10,000
machine,
times.
but I'm not even going to say that one runs even remotely near what it used to run. That shit is slow. That shit is dead. That shit sounded like it was trying to take off when I was in the middle of class.
What year is that machine?
Oh man, that was when I was in junior high.
Oh, God, that's way back.
Yeah, that's way back. That's
Junior high.
that's
That was like 2 years ago.
I don't know whether I should be insulted or take that as a compliment. Regardless,
You do have
Is
the,
that
like,
like
the
2009,
homecoming queen tiara.
2010?
okay, no, not junior high. When I was a junior in high school, that's what I
There
meant.
we go. Okay,
So
what,
it's 2012.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it still turns on and shit. Like, it still does all of that.
that's
But
your
it's,
standard for working.
yeah, I mean, that's the standard for working. It's just, it's slow as fuck. It's
No.
like dead.
That's not a standard for working. That's your standard for working. That's what Dom is saying. That's your standard.
That it still turns on is a valuable metric. Obviously, a machine that doesn't turn on.
Okay, my
Isn't that good?
metric for lasting is not just, oh, you still turn on. My value for lasting is you can still do shit on it. Yes, it might take a little bit longer, but if it gets it done, then you can't say that it's not working.
No, and I'm not saying there can't be a delta in the change of performance over time. Obviously, parts wear down, heat, dirt, dust, all that
User
kind of
error,
shit.
shit
User
like that.
error, wear and tear. But the difference is that this 2015 right here still runs the same way as it always has. Yeah, I know we have to. I know, but it's like and that's fine. It's different strokes for different folks. But you can't. It sucks because it's like it's a value proposition. Like, what is so funny? What did I do now? Oh God.
You look like you're trying to be a Johnny Bravo character.
Yeah.
Just you know what? Bend it back. Like, really just embrace it.
Just do the Machine Gun Kelly, bro.
The man bun?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's horrible. Oh my God, that's so bad. Okay. You guys move on to the next story. I'm gonna work on something over here.
Okay. So, Facebook has
There's
said
our
that
Joey. Just needed to be stupid for a minute. There he's back. Oh God. Oh God.
Facebook said that they are deleting their facial recognition system. So, you know how whenever you would post a picture on Facebook or something, it would kind of like auto tag anybody who was in it? Well, it is not going to do that anymore, and they will be deleting more than 1 billion people's individual facial recognition templates from their software.
What the fuck? I have no thoughts. I don't want any camera time on this one. I want you guys to talk
There are no thoughts behind those eyes. Not a thought at all.
amongst yourselves.
So, I think I hopped off of Facebook around the time that was becoming a thing. Either that, or I just never involved myself in enough pictures to see that happen.
Yeah. It's been around for a good minute. Like 5, 6 years maybe.
Then yeah, I don't know. I've never been involved in it. I've never been tagged in enough pictures to really see that happen.
I remember when that shit came out. It was really creepy. Like, how the fuck does it know my face?
So
Yeah.
it's like if you went to someone else's picture. So if you had a friend who posted a group photo and you hovered over the photo, over the faces, it would have a little square.
Yeah.
And some of them would say like, this looks like Brandy. Would you like to confirm that this is a Brandy? And then you would just say like yes or no.
You don't even know where that's been, you animal.
Nope. It's not my hair.
Okay, but
It's my hair.
I'm not going to respond.
anyways, I've never thought this was that creepy. I don't know. It's just your face. I mean, your face is everywhere. If your friends tag you, people are gonna know it's you anyways. I mean,
But you've never been to Yandex.com, have you?
the fuck is that?
Yandex.com is a Russian search engine that not only has reverse image search, but it has reverse facial search. Meaning that if you took a picture of someone on the train, Yandex has the ability, it won't necessarily always guarantee results, but it has the ability to, if you upload that picture of that individual, to give you that person's name, social media profiles, and everywhere where that person's face exists. And it's easy to do because you can index Facebook. On top of other neural networks and stuff like that. So you could be just walking in the street. You're just existing as Brandy. Someone
you're at a
snaps
bar.
or you're at a bar. Someone
Some
snaps a
creepy
picture
dude
of you.
takes a picture.
And boom. It's not even beyond telling them no and they asked a friend of a friend. No.
Why? I'm not stressed because there's already a dude who tried making that. There was already a dude who was like, yeah, you could take a picture of this chick and find out where she lives. You know? Like, this dude was coming out with an app to do that, and everyone was like, you don't see a problem with that? He goes, no, of course not. Why? It's just like, bro, like, people can already have that ability. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, yeah, Facebook might make it a little bit easier, but I can guarantee you there's so many different avenues for that to happen. Anyways, if you were ever in a newspaper, if you ever had to take a picture for like
that requires indexing of those individual things. What this thing has the ability to do is you give it a face and it goes and finds the information automatically, similar to the app that you suggested. But unlike something like a newspaper, which, yeah, people can print newspapers with your pictures in there, somebody still has to lock that face to that person's name. Facebook does that shit automatically, but now you need a way to reverse image search it. So your face goes in there, and now somebody has access to you, and you didn't even get a chance to say no. I don't want the drink. Now they're just all over you.
I guess it's a good thing that it's gone. I mean, aside from that shit, I never cared if people, I don't know, find me personally, I guess. I mean, my name is way too unique. Anyways, with the first and last name, it's a bit problematic, which is why, at my job.
They don't even need your name, is the point. If anything, it makes it even easier to find you just because your name is so unique. I have the same issue because there's only me and my dad who have the last name on the internet.
Yeah, I'm the only
That's
one.
not my dad anymore, but yeah, and
used to be.
Aaron's
I
name
used
is
to be.
very unique as well.
I'm sorry. This is a personal thing. I need you to check your text.
My text?
Yeah.
What am I checking my text for?
You'll see. We can carry on though.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Hold on, let's see if I can do that. Go ahead. What else we got? Unless there's more to this.
We have one story left,
Okay.
and that would be that apparently Samsung's new Galaxy Book, the 11th Gen Intel, includes 5G.
Nice. It's finally starting.
It is. You and I were actually recently talking about when they would add cellular service in laptops.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm surprised
as
Samsung got to it first.
officially.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to have to pay for this.
yeah.
Carrier's going to provide.
Fuck that.
But they are
gonna be like $10 a
offering
month.
they are offering a model that doesn't have the 5G for cheaper, kind of like how the Apple Watch was doing at first too. So the price will be, we have, this one does
Almost $800. $750 technically.
That's not bad.
Well, I'm trying to see if that one has the 5G in it. My eyeballs aren't working.
You
very
sure
well.
there's a non-cellular model?
Yeah. It's worth noting that the non-5G version of this device starts at $1,009.99.
Oh.
Wait, it adds how much money to it?
The non-5G
Oh, the
version.
non-5G
is-
version. Oh,
So what is the so like the cheaper version was $750.
So the 13.3 inch with the 5G is $1,400. And then the non-5G version, instead of being $1,400, is $1,010. Really not sure how they got that number. It's a very strange number. $1,009. $1,009.99.
just cut the $10 off. That's so fucking weird. Why would you want to
Why?
show 4 digits for that? Just go with $9.99. People are more inclined to buy. They're going to see the 1,000 and immediately go, oh, it's already in the 1,000.
Yeah, like a whole $9.99 difference for your marketing to look a lot better at $9.99.
I love the prospect of laptops with 5G in it.
I do too.
I mean, and you don't have to pay for the cellular service. You pay for the machine with it in, and then if there's a scenario where you need it, or if you find yourself constantly on the go, Joey travels all the time. I can see him benefiting from a laptop with 5G in it. He's driving all over the fucking place, fixing shit. He can be on the go. Oh shit, this thing's fucked up. I'm at this site. He can just 5G and doesn't have to ask for a Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean,
See, Brandy, always
cellular service needs to
thinking
work.
Hey,
though.
Dom, my birthday's
cellular services. I give you that. 5G sucks.
my
Thank you.
birthday's coming.
I already know what I'm getting you for your birthday. I know. I do actually exactly know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Oh, not another one.
Not again.
Dude, you bought me the same gift 2 years in a row. It's getting tiresome.
I'm listening.
I mean, you bought me.
I don't recall
bought me these different colors.
different colors.
Yeah.
What the colors? What are the colors?
And then it just stuck it up like that and called it a day.
Those weren't for your birthday. Those were for mine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Mike.
But I do agree. 5G sucks, and I wanted to do a little bit of research on this because I don't think 5G should ever really be for cell phones. I think 5G should be for cars and shit. You put them on the highways, give them all the because they can get a direct line of sight. But for phones, I turn my 5G off. On any Android iPhone, doesn't matter. And just go 4G LTE because it's the same fucking performance. Why am I going to use the extra battery? Well, today I did have a really fast 5G download. I was actually really surprised. But
5G when it works is great.
Yeah.
I appreciate the hell out of it.
It's the win.
No,
Yes.
you don't. Not with that phone. You don't appreciate it.
OnePlus works great. You shut your mouth.
It's okay. We're still going to do the swap. We're working out the details, and we're either going to do 1 week or 2.
Wait, it's a swap.
You're going to use Android for a week or 2.
For your debate.
And she's going to use... Why am I checking CTC chat?
Oh, the swap. Oh, okay.
So just before we move on,
The
'cause
panic in your eyes. You
we're
were
at
like, what?
we're at the end of the show. I am really excited about the prospect
Mike,
of
put that in the break room chat.
internet
You guys look later.
being on your laptop. This is definitely something I've been wanting for a while because I do use my laptop in areas that I don't have internet semi-ish frequently, and typically
This thing Mike just sent is
hotspot,
very
but-
distracting and fucked up. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I finished.
Okay. Well, Mike finished
I knew that was happening.
in a very...
What is this thing?
Can you describe it to the people that are
No,
listening?
I'm not going to do any of that. We got to conclude the show, everyone. But
Don't forget the poll.
oh yes, the poll. So let's see, Aaron,
think Aaron won.
you're doing a shot.
Wait,
What?
that's what happens when you win?
Hold up, I had to do one last week or the other week. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you win, you got to do a shot.
We
until
did
until
yeah.
we get the after dark in.
We did agree to this.
Yeah, that's how
Wait,
that
so
works.
every poll is a shot.
Whoever,
I thought it
yeah,
was just
whoever
that
wins.
poll was a shot.
whoever wins. Yeah, no, that's how it works.
Everybody should unvote for me.
Nope.
That's not how it works. You can't undo it.
Wait, Mike. Oh, wait.
Okay. Well, So we're at 9. It's that time. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. We are working on the After Dark. Oh, be sure to hit that like button, please. Smash the fucking like button. Hit that button. You got to beat the fuck out of it. Press it. Hug it. Fuck it. All that shit.
We show the cameras.
No, we are working on the After Dark segment. We're still getting graphics and stuff going, trying to figure out time frames and stuff like that. So the way that I believe it's going to work is after the show, it's going to be a tiny little break, and then there will be another live stream on the channel for the After Dark stuff, where it's going to be just kind of open question and less tech and more just fucking around and having a good time. So anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, be sure to hit that like button. Really appreciate you guys checking us out at Completing the Sea. Be sure to subscribe and have your shit set to, notifications, all that fun stuff like that. Again, like button, fun shit like that. And I'm taking this fucking thing off. You guys got your wish.
You look so bald now.
Yeah, it's great.
I want my hair tied back.
You're not getting that back. I'm putting that wig on back on after the show. I need it. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week. And as always, talk to you soon.